our condolences to the surviving family, and we thank you for giving CBC an opportunity to read out our service this evening. Tonight, I'd just like to emphasize two things. But again, before these two things, just two things. But before that, I'd like again to repeat that I'm just privileged. You know why? I'm following the footsteps of Mom Rebecca Casarial Fermana. Is that right, Mom? As a teacher. And that's why I can really relate. No? And I feel honored as a teacher to live a life of sacrifice for the work. You know, to be a teacher is not ordinary. Even though in the world's evaluation, it's an ordinary profession, pero silid pa nila sa mga Chinese, may rambalan sila. Siling nila, if you want to 1 year, save mo ang time 1 year, you can rise. If you want to save 10 years, you can risk. So that up. But if you want to save 50 years or more, you teach. Because when you teach, you change and you impact the next generation as nothing is God. Right? So I really praise God for the life, the foundation. No? 95 years, and in a way, we can praise God that she is a teacher in many of our schools. And what I will say here is not that much. Hindi ko siya makadugang sa nahimuan ni Ma'am sa bulatong sa iyo. And only eternity can tell of the lives that she touched in her long service in Christian education. And guess what? I can testify. I'm also a product of Adventist Elementary School. And it's really a treasure of insight. As I look at insight, I really thank God that I was schooled in our school with Christian teacher. Because what is better legacy or gift you can give to the young people, to the next generation, more than Christian education? Is there anything more precious in which Christian education's main focus is an education that is rooted in Christ? Okay? Whatever the failings, perhaps of the teacher, and the one from teacher ko sa elementary, kirtig na palamog yun sa asing, but you know, that's the time that was in our time. Pero, hindi ako kumigabumog sa mga teacher, it's amazing. So, yeah, whatever the failings of the teacher and the student, we are blessed to receive the gift of Christian education. Now, let's proceed to our two things this evening to be our consideration as we reflect the life of service, the life of sacrifice that Mom Rebecca has left to the immediate family and to the church, to the friends, and to all of us. When you look at the writings of secular people in the world today, the ultimate question is saying, what's the ultimate question? The last question. For example, I can quote Albert Camus, one of the famous writers. He's an agnostic, he's not an atheist, he is not a lone voice. He's an iba niya hambal. Even sometimes he has the idea that the ultimate question in life is the question here. That is the ultimate. Because, you know, it's something that a mystery. Of course, to us, it's not a mystery because we are not in the dark. We already know But even then, it is something that we fear, right? Because we are by nature mortal. Whether we like it or not, our time will come. So in the world, they would say, the ultimate question is the question of death. But in the Bible, I tell you friends, it's the reverse. Another statement that, common in the world, even unfortunately, even within us, as Christians, Adventist Christians in particular, is that even in ways such as this, we would hear statements such as, death is part of life, right? We would try to comfort each other by saying, yan naman tayo, parte sa tuon. But that's not biblical, actually. Death is never a part of life. Because God never intended for man to experience death. Now, again, the first thing to remember is that the world said that the ultimate question, the final question, is the day we will die. But in the Bible, that's not the ultimate question. The ultimate question is, what's the opposite of death? Life. The most important question in life is how you live. Not how you die or when you die. No. I am not conversant with Mother Rebecca, but I can share with you a few examples, real-life examples. First, we have our pioneer. I can think tonight of our pioneer. Are you familiar with James White? The name of James White. James White, actually, if you check the background, James White was a school teacher. And at that time, it's a good profession, even in the 1900s. Okay? And in the 19th century, I should say, in the 1800s. That's a good profession when you're a teacher. But guess what? When you heard the message, sa nabatikan niya, ang mensahe, yung Ginoo Magakarina to William Miller, he quit his job. Received the gospel and became a preacher. He borrowed a horse and perhaps a Bible and went into a circuit. Gabisita siya sa mga doon. Palibot nila and preached the gospel of Christ God and soul. Now, if you just think it quickly, what if James White did not quit from his teaching position? What if James White did not accept the life of, sacrifice, a life of uncertainty as a worker of God? Who remembers tonight? Especially us. Naging makadumdum sa iya. But now, they live in legacy long after they died, yet their lives become a shining example because of the quality of life that they live. The next is, remember Paul, si Pablo, sa malamig kasalatan. He was on his way to success. He was already in the pinnacle as far as success, kung ang ako mabala ng success, he was on his way. The avenues are wide open. The opportunities are all, open to him. But he refused to. He even said that, I count all things as dung. That I believe Christ. And look at, what if Paul did not choose the life of service in Christ? Even if mahimo siya nga chief priest or the head of the Sanhedrin, but who will remember him after 2,000 years? But you know what? Even after now, even tonight, we mention his name. Why? Because he made an important choice of living a life that is after Christ, a life of service, a life of sacrifice, a life that is orientated to others. No? Because in this life, we have only two choices. We have only two choices in this life. How you live your life. Is it to gain everything? Grab everything? Everything is yours? Or we have to think about this. And that's our life will be orientated towards us. Okay? So, again, I hope it will be our takeaway. that as far as the Bible is concerned, the most important thing is not how we die. Whether we live a long life, like mine, or a short one, that is not important. Because the most important is how we live our life. Do we live a life of faithfulness? Do we live a life that we are a blessing to others? Do we live a life that people can see Christ in us and that they will accept Christ and in turn we will be a blessing to others? And perchance if you are not yet convinced, I'd like to point you to Jesus Christ. How old did Jesus live in this sin-sick world? Just 33.5 years. How long did he minister and teach? Oh, he's also a teacher. Jesus is also a teacher. And Mom Rebecca followed. And for those of you who are a teacher, we are following the footsteps of this humble Galilean rabbi, the teacher. But guess what? In just 3.5 years, Jesus changed history. And it is really related, One historian said, what is really the secret of and the power of Christianity? Christianity has been persecuted. It has been repressed. Millions of Christians, many empires and emperors and mighty men of the world would like to extinguish, Christianity. And I think with Dr. Montaño, we can remember one of the emperor who really hated Christianity. And he had a final solution in his time. I think for 10 years, he tried to root up, eliminate all Christians, kill Diocletian. But when Diocletian died, more than 100 Christians. In just 300 years, from the time of Jesus, the Roman Empire, the mightiest empire at the time, became Christian. When Constantine agreed to someone accepted Christianity. And so it's amazing. But what's the secret? In the opinion of a scholar by the name of Stark, he said that actually the power of Christianity is not the reward in the afterlife. It's not the heaven that we say that the Lord will give to us. The power of Christianity is the here and now. The antidote to the woes, to the pains, to the sorrows of the present life. Why? Take for example, love your neighbor as you love yourself. This is a very fundamental Christian. How about this one? Do unto others as you would have others do. It is better to receive. It is better, according to Jesus Christ, and he is quoted by Paul. It is better to give than to receive. And the last one, according to this historian, he said, this is really the secret of the power of Christianity, and it relates to our life, is that it's what Jesus said. If you do this to the least of these men, kung anong hindi mo isa sa pinakaubos ng mga tao, mga tricycle driver. You know what? I was also a tricycle driver. And I remember in my town. However, the person, bisan ang pinakaubos, pero ano naman mali Jesus? You have done this to the least of these my brethren. You have done it.
To me.
You cannot handle that. The point is, it encourages to really receive the call and live a life of a Christian. A life of service and sacrifice. Knowing that when we do so, paradoxically, we find our meaning. We find ultimate joy that we're receiving what we do. Okay? As what the Lord said, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father. You are the light of the world. You are the salt of the world. Light and salt. You can imagine, there is no light, without light, and there is no broth without salt. We're going to have to talk. So, can you imagine food without salt? So again, let me emphasize that according to the world says the ultimate question is death, But according to the Bible, the ultimate question is life. How you live. Even as young people and members of the church, on a daily basis, are we living a life that God wants us to live? The second one is actually connected with how we live. It is the resurrection of Christ. You know, when you look at the entire Bible, it can be simplified. Sometimes there are parts in the Bible that are very difficult to understand. Like when you go to Romans, you go to Galatians. Okay, so the would lie by anyone, but thank God that He gives us the Holy Spirit. You know, Paul said something like this. Christ died so that we will be justified for our sins. Kaya iyang kabuhi is the penalty for us. But that's not all. Because let me ask you, brethren, what if Jesus died on the cross 2,000 years ago and He did not come out from the tomb? Like Buddha, like Muhammad? Ano na karon? Ano yung magwaliwali ka ng resurrection? Is it not the greatest contradiction? Is it not the death of Christianity or the contradiction of Christianity? But thanks be to God that Jesus rose from the dead. So you see, Jesus died to pay for our sins, to those who believe in Him. And He rose again for our sanctification. So nabanhaw si Jesus, agud, magakabuhi man kita sa baptismo. Sanctification. Because when we die to the world, the Lord will give us His life in us, and we live a new life on a daily basis, and we call that as sanctification. Ang paglangkat, yung matarong sa tumama sa kaibigan. And we are transformed from glory to glory. And we also know that to be sanctified is not just an instantaneous work. May isa kaadlaw, isa katuig. It is a work of a lifetime. Kaya grabe gid ang nadulot sa sala sa aton, no? Grabe, it takes a lifetime. Even in heaven, may healing pa. The leaves of the trees will be healing. Grabe gid ang himos sa sala at sa panulay sa aton mga kapatid. Including His death. So again, the whole New Testament, even the entire Christianity is hinged on this one truth, the resurrection. Kaya siling ni Apostol San Pablo, kung si Kristo mismo wala na banhaw, ang atong pagtuo kawang kagwala si Kristo. Ara pa kita sa atong mga sala, wala pa kita naluwas. But the fact that Jesus rose from the dead, the fact that He resurrected, it means that if we follow Him, if we live for Him, and even though we experience the same experience as all will, then we will also live. And that is the message. And I believe that this is also in the heart of Mama Deka when she is still alive, and in the heart of everyone else. So brethren, tonight, let us take this hope in our hearts. The hope of resurrection, the hope of life eternal, that very soon the Lord will give to us. But He will only give eternal life to those who choose to be free. As we, few minutes from now, depart from this place and go to our respective places, as we end our service, may our reflection be, are we living a life that is centered? Are we a blessing to others? Are we una sa tanan ang akong panimalay? Kaya base ko lang kung pagwali na ipatan nato atong panimalay kahit atong mga kauturan, may the Lord will bless us. May the Lord will empower us and follow the example of Sister Rebecca. Living a life choosing to serve God, to be a teacher for a very, very long time until retirement. But the reward, the greatest reward is actually the one muna sa ating tuloy. So if we remember these two things, let me repeat for the last time. Number one, the ultimate question according to the Bible is the kind of life we live, not how we die. To the world, it is death is the ultimate question. But in the Bible, it's death is not something to be afraid. According to Abraham Lincoln, right? Once that you're afraid of God, provided you will die.